She has returned to the source like a drop of water returning to the great ocean, boundless, peaceful, and free. Thich Nhat Hanh. When I read that, I thought, I've been really looking into the Buddhist ways of dealing with grief, how to work with it. We lost our mum on the 26th of December, 2025. And big love to my sister who's over there working with everything now, and you try to be there as much as you possibly can, but no words can help or fix or even sometimes not even comfort. What words do you have? What words can you say? It's one of those that, to understand life, we have to, well, not have to, but you also understand that there is death too. And that day that I got that news, my wife come down the stairs and she got to the middle of the stairs, and I was just watching something on TV, and I'd spoke to Mum the day before on Christmas Day, and everything was good. Everything was okay. And when I say good and okay, yes, she had early onset Alzheimer's, but her spirits were up. We were chatting. I actually got really worried because I couldn't get a hold of her, and I was freaking out because I couldn't. I was like, hang on a minute, there's no answer at the phone, and I called a few times, and you don't want to bother anybody else on Christmas Day. And I went out for a walk, and I got up to the top of the road, and I thought, no, go back. And I turned around, and as I turned around and was coming back, my youngest daughter was walking up the street saying, we've got a hold of Nan, she's on the phone. And thank God I got so much gratitude that phone call happened, because it was the last time that I got to say goodbye. The podcast comes to mind that I had listened to quite a while back about doing things one more time, and I tell you what, there's nothing more true that I keep playing in my mind over and over and over again, because that was one last time, without even knowing that was going to be the one last time. And even though she's not in physical form anymore, the body is the vessel for the soul and the spirit. Looking back over what Thich Nhat Hanh that I read out about the drop of water returning to the ocean. And the drop of water represents the individual life. The great ocean, limitless, state of total peace and interconnection. Interconnection with Source. And the boundless and the free, which is a Buddhist goal of liberation from the suffering of the physical world. It's not easy, and I'm looking at an awesome friend of mine. Soon as she found out, there was a book that came through the mail, and it's all about grief and dealing with grief. And this lady that wrote the book, which I will put in the description because it's worth a read. I'm halfway through the book. Actually witnessed her fella drown. And she talks about the grief side of things and how you're not expected to, what society tells us about, hey, why ain't you okay now? And why ain't you doing this? And why haven't you done that? And we play these things in our head thinking that we have these certain timelines to, I don't know, to get over it, I guess, or something. I don't know. What people are going to think, and what if I break down that, I'm out, and because it's been happening. You feel guilty when you feel okay because you feel you're dishonouring the people that have passed. In this case, my mum. But at the same time, it's those moments of working with your own pain. Suffering is fueled by the pain. And we can do something about the pain. I don't know what happened. Well, all I remember is I was watching TV. I just spoke to Mum on Christmas Day and she was okay, doing okay. So, it was all day after in England, it's Boxing Day, and figured, everything's good. Spoke to her the day before, even though I had a job getting a hold of her and was panicking a bit there. But thank God I had that phone call. Thank God my wife spoke to her too. And we spoke to her on her birthday, which was on the 22nd of December. And here I am watching TV, and my wife comes down into the middle. She's like in the middle of the stairs. When you get to the middle of our stairs, you can see over into where the TV is. And she said, I just had a phone call from Barb, which is my sister. Big love to my sister, let me tell you. Go and give my sister some big loves because she's over there and got it to do. And she's keeping me informed through the processes. And we had some great communication. And while I was over there was a couple of times when I broke down on her. And she just grabbed hold of me and said, it's okay, Steve, it's okay. Because it was the first time I was seeing what the Alzheimer's was. Because I didn't know. I mean, I knew that it was there. I'd been told, my sister told me that it, she's got the early onset Alzheimer's. But I looked at my mum, especially after speaking to her the day before, and I thought, she's good. Yeah, gets forgetful and forgets some names now and again, and then remembers. But you could have a conversation with her about different things, and all of a sudden she'll remember certain things from way back. But my wife comes down and says, just heard from Barb, and I looked at her away from what I was watching on TV, and I had just posted some of the program that I was watching to some friends of mine because I thought, they're going to like this. And I said, has Mum had a fall? Because she had when I was over there, I was over there for my birthday, which was on the 15th of August. And on that day, she had 2 falls. On that day, I was picking her up off the floor. She hurt all her knee and everything, but my one was a trooper. She just kept going. And when I said, his mum had another fall, and I looked at my wife and I could tell from her face the pain, the hurt. And she came down, was next to me, and I went, no. And she said, Mum's gone. I actually asked my daughters, what happened, because I just I just fell to the floor. It hurt so bad. So bad. It's made me start to learn different things within the grief that I'm in. It's, especially with the book that I'm reading, that is a really valuable source of giving me some understanding. I'm going to put the book in the description, but giving me some understanding of how society expects you to be in a certain place and be a certain way with a certain time frame, and I'm looking, I'm like getting, I'm like, okay, so I'm okay then to be, to not be at this certain stage right now, yeah? And it's because you feel guilt. You feel guilty. I felt guilty. Even when I have those spaces of time where I'm okay, like even now, I have had on my mind of wanting to do this podcast and get a podcast out there, because I can't help but think that it's going to help somebody. Because a lot of the things that, when you get news like that, you let a lot of the things go. You don't look after your diet. Your sleep goes wrong. I wasn't taking cold showers anymore. My meditation, I wasn't doing that. I was, and I knew. Anger, rage, bad rage, pushing people away. My wife was communicating with people. Thank God I've got my wife and kids around too. But my wife started communicating with people and letting people know, and I was getting some of those messages, including my guys, because I had every intention of getting back into work. And then as it got towards the weekend, I'd taken a week off already with my wife because she had time off. And as I got towards going to be working, which would have been this Monday, I would have started back. I said to my wife, I'm not ready. Even though I'm actually looking forward. Even though it's like, it's there, but I'm okay. If you'd have asked me that a week ago. So I'm looking forward to getting back started with my guys and working again, doing my practice, because I love what I do. And now with this happening and the research that I just dived into wanting answers, looking for what this is. I mean, yes, I've worked with grief. I know what grief is, but when Mum passed, it put me in a completely different mind space. More of an understanding of what is. If I hadn't have been on this journey, I honestly believe that the spiritual side, the Buddhism and Hinduism and everything that I follow, and I honestly believe that is helping a lot right now. In some instances, it's enabled me to put a bit of space and look at you're looking for, answers, and the answers ain't always there. There ain't an answer. It just is. It just is. And in Buddhism, to understand life, you might want to think about understanding the other side of that, which is death. One doesn't come without the other. There's always opposites. There's always opposites. Bringing in balance too. Even with this, it's like, yeah, I get it. We've lost Mum. But the balances are, she is not in suffering right now. She has been that drop of water, returning to a wider space of consciousness as the ocean. Peaceful, boundless, free. I really, really do appreciate everybody sending me messages and everybody supporting. My mate Eric just turned up at the door the day it happened. He came in the afternoon, late afternoon. And I looked round and I just he came over and he grabbed hold of my head. And I could hear him keep swallowing and swallowing and swallowing. I've been there before with this guy. Absolute beautiful human being. And didn't have to say a word. Didn't have to say anything at all. I felt that love. I felt his heart. I felt the care. And when my wife started getting a hold of my guys because I took an extra week off, the outpouring of love that came from my guys, really, really, you guys out there that messaged me, some even voicemailed me, I really felt that, guys. I'm telling you now, I really absolutely love each and every one of you. And thank you so much for the understanding. I can't express how much it really means. Judith, my therapist, was in touch with me every day. I couldn't, all I could do was just write. And at the time when it happened, I couldn't even do that. I was getting my wife to do it, because as soon as I started, just was broke down. I just kept breaking. I couldn't, there was like, I don't even have the words now. It was a non-functioning. I couldn't get my mind in that space. But you persevere. You stay the course. And you keep the movement going forward. Yes, there's dips down. But you keep moving forward. And tell you, without my family here and my sister there, we've been having communication, my sister and I absolutely am so grateful, so grateful. Whoa. Because while I was over there, we had some great conversations, understandings, openness, a love that was always there. But we never really, I don't know, it was just not communicate. It opened up a whole different relationship that I now have with my sister. The trip there I'm talking about. And thank God, because now we've got this situation. And that communication is an absolute blessing. Absolute blessing. And let me tell you guys, if you got beef with friends or family members or whatever, you just don't know. You just don't know. And bring them in close. Bring them in close. I'm not saying everything's fixable. That's not what I'm saying. But, I know there's people out there probably right now. I've had it myself where you believe you got a hurt going on with a friend, a great friend of yours, or you may have hurt them in ways that you're not understanding, or communicate. Pull that love back in. I said to my wife, I don't ever want to walk out that door and not mean the goodbye, I love you. My kids as well. Because you just don't know whether you're going to be on that one last time. I really hope this resonates with somebody out there, let me tell you. And again, thank you for all the love and support. This is a way of me being able to work my tools by doing this. It's an absolute blessing to be able to do this, let me tell you. I'm not in for the getting on the screen yet, but this is a great step. And yes, I'm going to reward myself and pat myself on the back. So please, give love to each other out there, yeah. Big love to my sister out there. Big love. And she's got a hard job coming up, let me tell you. And please, yeah, listen. If you're in grief, hit me up. Maybe we can get a one-on-one going and I can help you out, yeah? But again, thank you for all your love and all your support from all different corners of my people that I connect with. Thank you. Stay that course, guys. Namaste.